What's up, family? How's everyone on this fine day? IOBA. I'm TC. So, by now, everybody should be tired of talking about Kanye West. But there's just so much in those interviews that he said that, I don't know, man, he just backing himself and painting himself into a corner with this shit. And when all's said and done, by this time next year, if the brother's still alive, and from the way things are going, he may not have a friend in the world. I saw a clip of him saying the heterosexual white men are the most oppressed group of people in the world or in the country, something like that. And I have to ask myself, what planet do this nigga live on? You gonna call the kings of the world the most oppressed group of people in the country? And he ran down a few things that, if white men say this and if white men say that, they'll get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, they'll get in trouble. White men can say and do any goddamn thing they want. The only thing that happens to them is when one white man happens to be pissed off at another one, and he'll leak some shit that'll get the other white man in a little bit of trouble. It won't cancel the white man, but it'll get him in a little bit of trouble. But guess what? He's still white, and he's still a member of the oppressor class. White men, heterosexual white men, own and control almost everything of any value in the world. And judging by what's happening to Kanye, they can take down anybody they want to take down. Doesn't matter how much money he or she has. If you piss them off, they'll take you down. They'll strip you of your money, and they'll strip you of your power. They'll strip you of your name, and eventually they strip you of your life. Heterosexual white men can freeze the debt, can freeze the accounts and currency of whole countries. If you look at the prison system in the United States, everybody knows by now that the United States imprisons more people than any other country in the world, by capita and by sheer numbers. And who is at the top of these prison numbers? Black men. Who's next? Brown men. And somewhere near the bottom is white men. They probably third, and then you got Asians or whatever. But the point is, the white men run the prison industrial complex. White men run the military industrial complex. White men control Big Pharma. White men control all the media that we get to see and listen to. White men own the YouTube channel that this is being broadcast on. White men can go anywhere they want to go. And in some places, they treat it like God when they get there. I just wish that whatever thing that Kanye West is doing, I wish he'd do it and be done with it, so that we can move on past this, brother. I was talking to somebody the other night, right? And they didn't believe it. They said white men have to at least, pretend that they operate within the law. Well, white men are the law. They write the law, they pass the laws, and they sign off on the laws. So they create the laws wherever they need them and whenever they need them. And if there ain't no law in place, they'll make up one. White men are the most oppressed group of people in the world. That's the most absurd shit anybody ever said to anybody else. If somebody tells you that, If somebody tells you that, clearly you dealing with a delusional person, and you should get the fuck away from them. Clearly. Ain't nothing oppressive about a white man's life. The only time white men get in trouble is when they get in trouble with each other. Like what's happening in Russia and Ukraine. And, you know, we already, don't get me started on that, but that's the way white men fight each other, like that. They destroy each other's whole country. But in this country, that's the most powerful group of people in the world. I'm sorry. I come from a part of the country where guys who look like me are really the minority. And especially brothers with the type of attitude I have. I fought white men all through my teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. I fought them. You know what I mean? I fought them on paper. I fought them at work. I fought them monetarily. I fought them in the courts. Most of the time, I lost. But I won just enough to keep me afloat and keep me here to make this video. But that's the most, I'm sorry, that's the most powerful group of people in the country. Heterosexual white men. Now, I don't know what the hell Kanye thinking with his White Lives Matter t-shirt and running around with Candace Owens and all of that bullshit that he doing and making all these stupid claims on these interviews. I don't know what he think he doing. But when he says some shit like that, man, you know something wrong with him. You know there's something going on in his head and something in the milk ain't clean. You know it. But he did admit that he was bipolar. I don't know if that's got anything to do with what he's saying now, but it sure don't make no damn sense. I don't know if his bipolar disorder has anything to do with what he's saying now, but it sure doesn't make any sense. Well, like I said earlier, we're going to see where he's at this time next year. You know, because like I said yesterday, he's being taken apart piece by piece. And I heard also that he's, you know, trying to make apologies for the remarks he made about Jewish people. Sometimes you can apologize to them and they take your ass apart anyway. Sometimes you can apologize to them or somebody and, you know, they make an example out of you anyway. They accept your apology, but they don't put you back at the level you were before you made the mistake. Or what they perceive as a mistake before you committed the act or said the thing that you said. They don't put you back at that level. You know. So whether Kanye making a mistake, making an apology to the Jewish people or not, doesn't matter. Damage already been done to his life, his reputation, his money. You know, somebody said also last night that Kanye making a strategic move, and he's free of the contracts that he ain't got. They had it backwards. They said Kanye doesn't have to pay them anymore, some shit like that. Well, it go the other way. They were paying Kanye. That's what gave them the power to cut him off. So I don't even know what the hell that lady was talking about. But Kanye definitely making an enemy out of every group of people out there. And Candace Owens is not going to come to the rescue. Because if Candace Owens tries to come to the rescue of Kanye West, then she is going to cook her own fucking goose. You know, but it's really about time for her to go away. But if she comes to the rescue of Kanye West, they gonna flush her ass down the toilet too. They're gonna be done using her too. Her contracts are gonna come into question. white men the most oppressed group of people in the country. Nigga, please. With that, I'm going to end my commentary right there. I might talk some more about Kanye West before this controversy is over with, just to get my opinion out there. But let me tell you something. Don't you ever believe that white people, white men especially, are oppressed in any way, shape, or form, because they're not. Just ask your local police officer. They're not. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. And I'm trying to get up to my 100 subs. And I will catch you on the next one. TC. And I'm out.